everyone! So today I will be showing you how to create this really awesome Lacey Zee bracelet. I came up with this bracelet myself, and I think this bracelet has a really cool and unique look to it. I really like how it lays on my wrist just because it's not a very bulky bracelet, but yet it has a pretty sleek look to it, and I like this bracelet a lot. And yeah, I think you guys will really like this bracelet. If you're looking for more of a symmetrical look to this bracelet when you hold it along your wrist like this, don't forget to check out my Lacey M bracelet tutorial. Will be on my channel pretty soon. And without further ado, we can now get started. So today you will need any type of loom. You will also need your hook, a C-clip, and as many rubber band colors as you'd like. I'm using turquoise jelly, neon green, white, and pink today, and all my supplies are from the Rainbow Loom web store. So this bracelet I first originally created on my loom, and it went all the way down my loom, and I just did the hooking process across my whole loom. And when I took it off, it was like literally this big. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do an extension for a bracelet that's only going to be this big. Neither am I going to connect like 5 looms together so that way I can get the full length of the bracelet that I want. So I spent about an hour and a half working like feverishly to get a bracelet design that would come through the bottom of my loom. Now the good thing about this bracelet is that even though it does need to come out through the bottom of your loom, those of you who have a wonder loom or anything like that can also make this bracelet by simply sliding it out to kind of almost force it to come out through the side of your loom. So anybody can make this bracelet, and yes, this bracelet is my own original design like I stated earlier. So I'm just going to start with my arrows pointing down, and I'm talking really fast, and I'm going to start in this section right here where I'm going to use these 4 pins here, but you can also use these 4 pins over here as well. So first you're going to take the band that you want to be on the outside rim of your little Z bracelet. So this is going to be the frill part, and you're going to put it from this bottom pin here, like that. Now you're going to take your next color, and this color is going to be just a random color of one of the ones that are in the Z part of your bracelet. You're going to put this going horizontally or kind of upwards like that. And what we're going to do is attach it to this pin here, but we want to twist it so that way the start of our bracelet will be secure. So you're going to grab the far end here, you're going to pull it this way, and as you slip it on the pin, you want to turn your hook like this so it goes onto the pin like this. So turn your hook, and you should get a little twisty triangle like this. Now if you are having trouble making that, it doesn't really matter how you get the twisty sort of triangle figure here. As long as you get it, you'll be fine for this bracelet. So now what we're going to do is take our next color for the lacy outside edge of our bracelet, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and you're going to put this going diagonally again. All of the bands we put going this ways are going to be the lacy edge of our bracelet. So what you want to do is on this very top pin, you're always going to grab the bottom band here and pull it over. So grab this bottom band here and pull it over. Now on this pin right here, we're going to do an inverted fishtail stitch. So you're going to go, you should have 3 layers on this pin. And because of my camera angle, it's a little bit hard to see, but I have 3 layers, a turquoise jelly, a white, and then another turquoise jelly. So you're going to do an inverted fishtail. So go inside the white band, grab the turquoise jelly band, and pull it over the pin. And release like that. And push your bands down. It's okay if it looks a little bit funny because we can fix that later after the bracelet comes out through the bottom of our loom. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take the color that you use for this little triangle here. This triangle here is basically a triple single bracelet. So you're going to take your next color for that, put it across those 3 pins. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull all the bottom white bands over, or whatever band that you're using that represents my white band here. So you're going to grab the white bands here and pull it over the pin. Pull the white band here over the pin. Now on this pin, we do have 3 layers of bands. In my case, I have 1 turquoise jelly, 1 white, and a neon green right here. it doesn't matter how many layers you have on the pins when you are hooking one of the triangular bands here, as long as you just hook the very bottom layer up and over. So for me, I'm just grabbing my bottom white layer up. So as you can see, I hooked all of the white bands here. So I hooked a white band, and a white band. Push your bands down, grab your next band for this long horizontal band that acts as the lacy edge. And you are going to go ahead, this top pin, just pull the bottom band over. And on this bottom pin, we do have 3 layers. As you can see, turquoise jelly, neon green, and turquoise jelly again. So you're going to hook an inverted fishtail this time. So kind of grab this bottom band here, hook over, and push your bands down. Now, I'm going to explain kind of the pattern here. Every time that you hook one of the triangular bands that go across these 3 pins here, you're going to hook, just simply hook normally, just hook the bottom band over the pin. Every time you hook one of these long horizontal bands, you're going to hook an inverted fishtail on the pin that has 3 bands, so it's always going to be this pin. Now, as you can tell, on all these pins, we do hook the bottom band up and over on all of these 3 pins and on this one as well. Except this one alternates between an inverted fishtail and just simply pulling the bottom band over the pin. So that's sort of the pattern. So just remember that this is the only pin that ever does inverted fishtail stitch, and it doesn't even do all the time, it alternates. These 3 pins over here will always have their bottom band hooked over normally, so those don't alternate between anything. And now we can continue our bracelet. So I'm just going to take my next white band. Since this is a triangular band, I'm just going to hook all the bottom bands normally, so all the green bands like that. Only hook 1 layer, even though you have 3 layers on this pin. Push your bands down, grab your next layer that goes diagonally, and you're going to hook normally on this one, since this is one of the pins that we always hook normally on. And on this pin, you're going to do an inverted fishtail stitch. So I'll lift my loom up a little bit better so you can see. And I'm going to go inside my second layer, grab the bottom layer, and pull up and over. Push my bands down. Now I'm going to do a triangular band here, like that. A little helpful tip: whatever band you're hooking over on these 2 pins is the band you're hooking over on this pin. So I'm just going to hook over here, hook over my white band, and since I hooked over my white band, I'm going to hook over my white band here. Even though I have 3 layers, once again, I'm only going to hook 1 layer over on this pin right here. So push my bands down, and I'll show you all one last time. Horizontally, pull over, except on this pin we're going to do an inverted fishtail. So the only time that you do inverted fishtail stitch is when you have a long horizontal band here. Push your bands down, add your next layer of band. On this time it's the triangle, and your band pattern alternates between this long one and this triangular one. This long one, this triangular one. So it is an AB pattern. This time I'm going to be hooking all my pink bands up and over, like that. So now you probably can get the gist of it, and if you are still having trouble, go ahead and rewind and watch my previous instructions. And I'm going to show you how to let this bracelet flow through your loom if you have a loom that does not have empty spaces in between. If your loom does have empty spaces in between, then your bracelet should easily flow through this bottom crack right here. If not, what you're going to do is you're going to use your hook, and you're going to kind of maneuver this bracelet over to the side. So kind of pull it over. It doesn't matter what bands you grab, as long as you grab some bands and yank it over to the side, kind of like this. And what you're going to do is kind of get a hold of this, and you want to kind of give it a little tug over to the side. This is going to start to guide it over to the side. So now when you continue on your bracelet, instead of pushing your bands down, you can just give this a tug to pull it to the bottom of the pins, and your bracelet will slowly make its way out to the side. As you can see, we kind of have this little stub here, and you can start to see the little Z pattern in the inside with the frilly lacy outside. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, continue to make this bracelet around the full length of my wrist. If you are still having trouble, once again, go ahead and rewind. If not, continue making your bracelet and we can catch up together so I can show you how to take this bracelet off of the loom. So this is how far I am now, and I have a full wrist length, and it's okay if the little frillies on the side, like the lacy stuff on the side, it gets kind of messed up and tucked in and stuff, because we will fix that as soon as we're done with our bracelet. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to take this off of the loom. So you want the last band that you hook to be a triangular band, and you want the last band that you place on to be a triangular band. So as you can see, my white band is on top of my blue big diagonal band. Now what you want to do is you basically just want to move all of the white bands onto this pin. You just want to move all the white bands onto this pin. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to grab the white bands with my hook and place them onto this pin right here. It doesn't matter if you place them like this or if you turn your hook and place them and fold them over, as long as the white bands all end up on this pin here, like that. Now you want to take this long blue band here, or whatever color band you used, and fold it over onto this pin as well. So now you have all these bands here, and we are going to put all these on our C-clip. Now you can also put a single chain onto here so that way you have less bands on your C-clip, but I don't really like the look of a single chain link here, but you can always do that if you like. I'm just going to take my C-clip and slide it onto all these bands here. And be careful and make sure you get all the bands. And I kind of like to slip it onto my hook just to make sure that these all get onto my C-clip here. And now what you're going to do is just fold the bracelet over and connect both ends. You want to find that one lacy outside color that you twisted at the beginning of your bracelet and just slide your C-clip onto those bands. Like that. And now we are going to go ahead and adjust the little frillies that are sticking out on our bracelet, that are not sticking out on our bracelet. So as you can see, sometimes during the hooking process they get tucked in, so you want to just reach in and pull them out. So just see any spots where it isn't frilly and sticking out. And you are now finished with this super cool Lacey Zee bracelet. So once again, this bracelet is my own original design, and I came up with the way to make it on the loom so that way you have no extension, and I really like how this bracelet looks. I think it is a super unique but very sleek looking bracelet because it is not super bulky, and I really like how it lays on my wrist, and it's even throughout the whole bracelet, so it's not bulky or anything. I really like how it looks. Now, for those of you who like more of a symmetrical look to your bracelet instead of this kind of zigzag pattern, I also have my Lacey M bracelet, which does take a bit longer to make than this bracelet, but instead of a Z here, like as you can see the little zigzags make a Z, when you turn your hand like this it has an M shape. So for those of you that like more of a symmetrical look on your bracelet, you might want to go ahead and try that bracelet as well. It is very, very similar to the hooking process of this bracelet. I think that hooking process is a little bit easier to memorize. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite bracelets right now because I think it is so much fun to make. It's one of my favorite bracelets to make, and yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if this video helped you out. Also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. All my links are in the description box below. Be sure to hashtag your creations on Instagram to #tutorialsbya because I love looking at fan pictures. I think it's so much fun. And yeah. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye!